This is Joe Pugh for IFLTV. We are here at Old Billingsgate Market for the second time in 7 days, I think it is. Frank, how are you, mate?
Is this Old Billingsgate Market?
This is Old Billingsgate, not New Billingsgate.
Ah, very pretty, isn't it? It's a lot prettier than New Billingsgate.
Yeah. You don't really smell of fish.
No, that is a plus side of not being a fish market anymore, I suppose. No fishy smells.
Well, see, if you'd gone to the New Billingsgate Market, you might have been smelling a trout all day.
Maybe. Could smell like you.
We shall never know. Right, Frank, we are here for the Better Be Ever Bivol press conference. We're only a couple of weeks away now. It feels like it's come around very, very quick, this October 12th card.
Yeah, 100%, but I'm glad it's finally here. We had June 1st was supposed to be Better Be Ever Bivol originally on the 5v5, and when it got delayed, it's one of the biggest fights in boxing this year. Like this, not necessarily commercially, but when you look at fights that we want to see, this is one of those fights. And it's without Riyadh season, this is definitely a fight that wouldn't have been possible, bringing these two together. So yeah, excited for it finally to come around. We've waited a long time. It should have been June 1st. We're here now though. A massive fight and a massive night in Riyadh and a great undercard as well. We
know from around the Canelo Fight Week, you've been involved in Bivol's kind of movements and career very heavily, and you've been working with him for a lot of years now. Was it ever frustrating trying to get those big unifications? And as you just said, it may not have come if it wasn't for Riyadh season.
I think we always knew, look, he was willing to take any fight, hence why he jumped straight at that opportunity for the Canelo fight. An amazing performance that night, and he changed, he put himself in a position not just as a pound-for-pound fighter, but commercially as well. Because before that, he wasn't the name that he is now, obviously. But he went in there, he delivered a performance against, Canelo Alvarez, which no one else or not many people have been able to do. And yeah, we always knew he'd get the big fights. It was just that, obviously with what's going on, especially as well in Russia, that would have been a market in the past where this fight could have been staged. But yeah, without Saudi, this fight wouldn't have been possible, and without Riyadh season and Turkey Al Sheikh. So, we have them to thank for making it possible for us to see probably up there one of the best fights in the sport.
In your opinion, why does Bivol beat Beterbiev and become the undisputed light heavyweight champion?
Because I think when he goes in there against fighters at that level, like he showed against Canelo, he shows how elite he is. Sometimes, like any fighters, when he goes in there against a lesser opposition, he doesn't deliver a performance. But I think, in this night, he knows what he needs to do. He knows what he needs to go and do. We saw it in the Zinad fight. He had the best preparation I think he's ever had for a camp, because he knew how important this fight was, and you saw in that performance that Zinad's not on the level, obviously, no disrespect to him, of Artur Beterbiev.
Frank, on the undercard.
I didn't ask for anything to be deleted like other promoters. That was Coogan, broke his camera again, he needs better stuff. What?
Yeah, no, I'll just confirm it was a camera SD card malfunction. Thank you. It's Coogan Cassius reporting for the Lord's work.
Thank you very much. I just want to confirm that. I don't want any rumours going around.
Back to me in the studio. Yeah, undercard. It would be good, Frank, for yourself, Eddie, Matchroom, to get one on the slate against Frank Warren and Queensbury on this card. Sky Nicholson defending her WBC world title against Raven Chapman. First female world title fight on a Riyadh season card. And I'd say a very highly anticipated fight. It's been spoken about for a long, long time.
Yeah, don't rub it in about the losses. I know it's 8-0 down or something. That's why we didn't want to do that. All those years ago, I think it was during COVID, they put that poster out of all the fights. That's why we didn't want to do it, just in case it ended up like this. But no, it would be great to get a win. Sky Nicholson's on a great run. She's been very active, had good fights, and I think Raven Chapman's probably going to bring out the best in her as well. In there against a fighter who's going to bring it, which Raven Chapman will. So hopefully we can get at least a win there for sure. And like you say, the whole undercard, not just that fight, not just fighters involving our guys, but our guys and girls, but it's a brilliant show. I'm really looking forward to Fabio Wardley-Fraser Clark rematch as well. That was a brilliant fight the first time round, and I'm sure this will be the same this time.
Let's go back to last Saturday before we talk about any of the fights. What an event. Kind of taking time to sit back and kind of process it all now. You've been part of the biggest boxing events that have happened in the last 20 years in the UK, but surely that tops every single one of them.
Yeah, look, I think we always said, knowing what we know about the UK boxing market, knowing what's been delivered over the years, the events we've been involved in, we always knew that Riyadh season would take it to another level, and that they did. The Saturday night was something like we've never seen. I think it was 98,128 people in there, an atmosphere unrivaled anywhere in world boxing, I believe. A special night, not the result we wanted, but a great night for the sport of boxing, because it showed it's thriving, as always, as we know, and it showed the fan base is there and they want those big nights. So yeah, again, not the result, but a magical night for boxing, and excited for what's next.
We've spoke to many people and kind of dissected from punch to punch for the AJ Dubois fight. But when all is said and done, how good was Daniel Dubois that night? A lot of people are talking about Anthony Joshua, but I don't think you can take anything away from Daniel Dubois.
I think sometimes when a favourite loses, they sort of get the comparison is not, like you say, it's not what a great performance from Daniel Dubois. It's always AJ did this wrong, AJ did that wrong. But look, Daniel Dubois did everything he needed to. He wasn't fazed by the occasion. He went in there from round one and, he delivered. So all respect to him. AJ will look back, and I'm sure, with Anthony Joshua, there's never an excuse. And that's why the fans, I think, warmed to him as well, because after Saturday night, it was very open. The best man won on the night. Respect to Daniel Dubois, because he was not written off, I don't think, but not really given a chance in there. But we always knew, look, 17, 18, 19 stone men, they hit very hard. If you get caught on the chin, you could be in trouble. And that's the sport we're in. That's why we love heavyweight boxing. But yeah, respect to Daniel Dubois, because he went in there at 27 years old, and he's had his ups and downs in his career as well. And he's carried on working. He's never given up on his dream. So all respect to him.
AJ posted on his social medias on Monday afternoon that the journey is far from over. Frank, who would you like to see him fight next? Does he go into the rematch against Daniel Dubois? Does he wait for Fury Usyk? Does he fight someone like Deontay Wilder? Where should he go?
Look, there's so many options for him. He's still commercially up there, the biggest name with the biggest names in the sport. He could get any fight, he could go into any fight, and it makes sense for the opponents as well to go in there with him, because he delivers numbers. You only have to look at last week. I know it was a Riyadh season show, but the AJ effect as well of what we saw. He's a superstar, and he's really changed the face of boxing. He's got many options now. Whether it's going straight into a rematch against Daniel Dubois, he's done it before against Andy Ruiz, he's done it against Alexander Usyk. He's not afraid of doing that. He believes he can beat Daniel Dubois, and the team do too. So there's that. People talk about Deontay Wilder fight. People talk about waiting to see what happens with Fury. There's massive fights to be made, and the biggest fights will happen. That's all I can say, because he wants the biggest fights in the sport.
Okay, last thing. I want to talk about the subplot that kind of unfolded itself last week between the three promoters, Ben Shalom, Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren. I know you kind of stayed out of it, and you kind of prided yourself on that last week. You pleased with yourself there?
Yeah, look, I get a bit of stick for saying things. I don't want people to think he's being bullied. It would be the wrong, if that's how he feels. But it's not. I think last week, in some ways, as much as it does views and it's great for you guys, we took so much. It took the focus off. I got asked questions more about that than the actual World Heavyweight Championship. So what are we doing? Strong arms in the back. He's stretching in the back. I got more questions about that than the World Heavyweight Championship, which to me is a strange one. I'm done talking. I'm going to let all them lot get on with it now. Just like Eddie used to say, I'm going to let Frank deal with it. I'm now going to let Eddie and Frank Warren deal with him, because it wouldn't be fair adding me to the mix. Look, as a young guy in boxing as well, I wish him the best of luck.
Well, Chris Eubank said that he would train Ben Shalom to fight Eddie Hearn. You are closer in age, Frank, so Eddie might have to put you in. How would you deal with a Ben Shalom in the ring, trained by Chris Eubank Jr.?
That also wouldn't be fair. No, it's just being honest. I'm a big puncher. I've had one charity fight, and
Eubank family.
And look, I think you should ask Chris that.
Yeah.
You should say, Eddie Hearn is too big for him, which he is. I've had a little run around with Eddie Hearn. He's a big old lump. You should say to Chris, would you still train him if it was against me? And see what he says. I'll be very upset.
Big conflict of interest there, really.
I'll be very upset. You know, I'll have his sister in the other corner. She's tough.
Right, you did mention the bullying thing. I've got to ask you about Simon Jordan's quote tweet when he said,
Drop my pen.
I like
my notes.
I like underdogs, not bullies. What did you make of that comment from Mr. Jordan?
I don't listen to Simon Jordan too much. He's a bit of fun, isn't he? You can't take him too seriously. Failed businessman turned DJ. Good luck to him. You know, maybe he's getting involved in another failed business.
Right, all of this from last week, what we went off on the stage, what happened between Eddie and Devin Haney.
You're asking me about it.
No, but I'm going off here. All of this, what's happened on the stage, Devin Haney last week, it all makes for fantastic promo of the Netflix documentary when we finally get to see the audio.
That's why we're doing it. We're actually really nice blokes. We're just doing it because we think it might be a great watch on Netflix. So
trying to bag season 2 before the first one comes out.
Season 2 to 7, we're looking forward, to be honest. You know, we're not short-term players. We're in this for the long run. You know, we're going to be breaking records on Netflix with this stuff. So, look, for the next 6 to 12 months, more stuff's going to happen. It's going to give you lots of views, but we're going to have a lot of fun.
You know, on Netflix where like the little pictures come up, is your face going to be on it?
It depends how much I pay someone at Netflix. If I can make my way in there, I did do some promo shots for it the other day, just standing like that with a pair of sunglasses on, looking like a right twat. But you know, you will see me all over your Netflix, mate. Sorry about that.
We can't wait, Frank. Thank you very much for speaking to IFLTV.
Cheers. Appreciate your time.